Psalm 119 or 118 in the Septuagint numbering is the longest psalm in the book, 176 verses long. So you might not know all of Psalm 119, but if you've ever been to Vespers, you know Psalm 119 verse 12, "Blessed are you, O Lord, teach me your statutes." There are so many verses to this psalm, but the message, though, is very simple. This is a celebration of God's law. So this is 176 different ways of saying that God's statutes need to be at the center of a believer's life. Now, when we talk about God's precepts, that can seem so expansive, layers upon layers of teachings. But we can streamline these things very easily. In fact, Jesus does this for us in the Gospels. People come up to him and say, "What's the most important commandment?" And Jesus responds with two commandments. From Deuteronomy chapter 6, Jesus says, "The first and greatest commandment is you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength." And the second commandment is from Leviticus chapter 18, "Love your neighbor as yourself." Everything, Jesus says, in the law and the prophets, everything else in scriptures rests upon these two commandments. Love God and love your neighbor. We can look at our faith and it looks very difficult and complicated. All this history and all these books we have to read and everything circles around the commandments to love God and love your neighbor. So if we're going to do what we do in Psalm 119, if we are going to immerse ourselves in God's statutes, we need to understand that what we are really doing is making a commitment to love. And just like Psalm 119 and all those 176 verses keep circling back to God's precepts, the life of a Christian keeps circling back to the two great commandments, keeps circling back to the choice to love through concrete acts of service and kindness and compassion, just like God loves us, without conditions and without limits.
Thanks for listening to this episode of my podcast. If you'd like to learn more about Eastern Orthodox Christianity, but aren't near an Orthodox church, you might be interested in the Fellowship of St. Theophan the Recluse, an online community for seekers and inquirers, all in that same situation. We have members in the U.S., Latin America, the British Isles, Africa, and Australia. For more information, message me or send me an email. Until next time, take care, and God bless.